Hey everybody, what's going on? It is James here. Wanted to shoot a quick video for you. This market right now is actually looking pretty awesome. I don't know whether it's going to go back up or go down, or whether we're had our bottom or any of that. I don't care about any of that. I don't know. What I'm looking at are just trade opportunities. I just want to kind of show you one way that I trade. Now, I think that a lot of old school traders would probably think I'm a little bit crazy, so I want to tell you that. I want to tell you that this is probably more on the gambling side than the trading side, because normally when you're trading, you're looking for at least 3 different indicators that all kind of line up and all support entering a trade or exiting a trade. But in my experience with day trading, I find that you just don't get those 3 indicators as often as what you do when you're saying, for example, doing a swing trade. So if you look at this chart back here, and I actually posted this in the Facebook group, this was a double bottom. In a market like this where RSI is fairly low, you got to be really careful, because RSI is not the greatest indicator anyway. But in a bear market, it's super unreliable. But still, it's it's at least something to go off of. So it's fairly low, not quite into oversold territory, but low enough for my concern. I had the fibs drawn, so it wasn't on any kind of fib or anything. But I did notice that it looked like it double bottomed. So what I could do there is I can enter a trade, and I could just go for a small gain, like a real quick in and out. And if you look, it actually bounced about 1.78% before I had this little red candle. These are 5-minute candles. And ended up topping out at about 2.7%. That's a pretty big gain, considering that it happened over the course of about an hour to an hour and a half. Now, with me, I would have sold. On a day trade, a lot of times I'll sell as soon as the trend breaks. So I had, boom, 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 6 green candles, then a red candle. I probably would have went ahead and just dumped it right there. Because again, I'm not looking to hodl, okay? Just looking to get in and out. That would have been about 1.45%. So really good return for less than, 45 minutes. And then the second one, I didn't take this one. I felt like this was probably a little riskier than the last one. I'm not sure what it's going to do, but I wanted to show an example of it. So again, it's a 5-minute chart. So, it's not as strong as say an hourly or 4-hour daily double bottom. But again, we had a double bottom. We had a bottom over here, and we had another bottom over here. So what I did was on this one, just as an example, so I could show you, I drew a long position, which basically says, if I want a risk reward ratio of 2, which means I'm going to make twice as much as I'm going to lose. If I'm right, I'll make twice as much as if I'll lose if I'm wrong. Okay. So if I do a 1% gain, that means if I enter down here in the bottom, it'd be a 39.45 entry point. A 1% exit would be a 39.84, and I would set a stop loss at 39.25. Okay, so if I'm wrong, I'd lose 0.5%. If I'm right, I'll make 1%. Now again, I did not enter this trade because it just bounced back here, and I wasn't really that confident that it would have. But looking at it now, of course, looks like it's working out pretty nicely. So far, it's up about 0.8%, a little over 0.8% in 15 minutes. Okay, and it's still climbing. It looks like very likely it looks like it's going to go ahead and hit that 1% target. Right. So these are 5-minute charts. So this was at 8:05 p.m. Right here is at 10:15. So in about a 2-hour period, you can see 2 different spots to get in and out, or perhaps some people would get in down here and hold all the way over here, which would be, a pretty good gain there. What was that again? About 2.6%. Or some people like me, I would enter over here, get out when it, lost its trend, 1.4%, maybe jump back in right here and get out, 0.85% right now. So, a little over 2% in under an hour, really good return. All right, so that's the kind of stuff you can look for. Again, you don't have a whole bunch of indicators that's backing all this up. Some people may go down here and say, okay, well, here's a W. I'm not that great at the W stuff and all that. I don't know why I'm missing my my brush over here for some reason. It's not showing up in my options. But I'd like to draw a picture. Here it is. I guess some people call this W. I'm not that great with W's. I just don't really use them that much. I mainly trade, when I'm doing day trading, I mainly trade off of the Fibonacci levels and things like double bottoms, double tops, things like that. And they serve me pretty well. So, that's a double bottom. That's a double bottom. Over here there is actually a double top. If you look right here, it's really, really close to being a double top on this candle and this candle. And a double top typically means you're getting ready to go down. And look what happened, right? So I wasn't actually watching back here. That might have been a place if I had been watching right here, I might have sold and then tried to buy back in on the dip. Okay, so if I had done that, that would have been about 6:30. It's almost 10:30 now, about 4 hours. That would have been a huge win right there. Could have actually that could have been about a 2.9%. So I mean, just in this ballpark here, there's probably 4 or 5% that was pretty easy for your average person to get in there and scalp. 4 or 5% is really good returns. Even if you're only trading with like $1,000, that's like 40 or 50 bucks. If you're trading like $10,000, $400 or $500 for just a couple hours work, and of course, the larger your budget, the more it equates to. But that's what I do. And like I said, some people may call it, probably a little more toward the gambling side. That's fine. I don't care what they call it. That worked for me all last year in 2017, and it's actually worked for me in 2018 too. This worked far better for me than trying to get super duper technical and use all the different indicators. I'm not saying they don't work. I'm saying I'm not very good at them, but this right here has served me well. So it's something simple that anybody can learn within about 10 minutes. So if you haven't looked at it, look into Fibonacci levels, look at double bottoms, double tops, things like that, and just play around with it. Maybe don't trade, just pretend to trade, like keep track on paper, like how often you're right and wrong, and once you're comfortable, maybe throw your hat in the ring. All right, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you're doing well. Like I said, just be careful. I'm gonna be a word of caution. I obviously do want the market to turn around. It would be good for me. It would be really nice for my software business as well as my crypto, but we don't have any solid confirmation yet that the market has turned and that the bottom is in. So this could very well be a false rally, and we could continue going down. So I'm just telling you that so that you don't get in a position where you overextend yourself and you get in trouble. All right. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. I have no professional training whatsoever in this area. I am some guy sitting in a spare bedroom. So make sure you always do your own due diligence, and make sure you speak with a professional investment advisor before making any type of investment. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you're watching it on YouTube, be sure and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. If you're not already a member of the Facebook group, please come hang out with myself, 3,700 other cryptocurrency enthusiasts. We'd love to have you.